is Peter Mark Richman. You're listening to The Movie Raid.
It's time for the movie raid, and tonight's victim is an actor and an author, and that is Peter Mark Richman, who played in many films as well as television. Hello.
Hello, Mike.
Hello. So what's going on?
What's going on? I just had my breakfast. It's Saturday morning in Los Angeles, in the suburbs of Woodland Hills, and I'm content.
Very content.
And what's going on with you?
I am sitting here with a microphone in my hand.
Uh-huh.
And I'm talking to some actor named Peter. I don't know.
Peter Mark.
Yeah. I never heard of him.
Yes.
I don't know. Some guy thinks he was in, like...
You're much too young to hear of me extensively.
That's okay.
How old are you?
Old enough.
Old enough. You're about 27?
I'm so old enough. I mean, I could totally drink a cup of coffee now without anyone watching me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So what's this new project that you got going on?
You mean my book?
Your book, yes.
Yes. My book is called I Saw a Molten White Light, ... Molten White Light. It's a spiritual revelation that I had when I was 6 years old, and I came to realize what it is as an adult, and it's something that is very dear to me and my wife and 4 of my kids, and it's a blessing.
Mm.
It's a spiritual pursuit called Subud, S-U-B-U-D.
Mm.
So look it up.
Hey, look it up right now.
Yeah.
Like right now.
Well, no. If you want to, yes.
Have you ever thought of actually directing some of your stuff off your books? Because I know you did Four Faces.
Four Faces was a play that I wrote.
Yes.
I developed at the Actors Studio.
Yes.
And I play. I've done a lot of writing that evolved as I matured as a writer. I'm an actor and a writer and a painter, and I've done a lot of things.
No.
A sculptor, and I wrote four, 5, 6 different scenes. They're more than scenes; they're complete plays, one-act plays, and I was compelled to put them together, and I tried them out at the Actors Studio and other small theaters in Los Angeles, and I had a play, and I did a production. I'd opened at Chapman University about 15 years ago, and was very successfully reviewed. I play, one of the characters was a fundamentalist pastor. Then the second one was a man, Italian-American man, who loses a son on drugs. Then the intermission, and then the third character was a character called Gerhardt, who was a former SS officer living somewhere in South America, whose grandson comes to visit him. And he's a really charming, frightening fellow, this SS officer, former. And the fourth character was it's kind of an up character named Daniel, who was an 83-year-old Holocaust survivor. And there are 4 completely different characters that I did in one performance. And I did about 3.5 months of the play. I opened it in Los Angeles and played a couple of theaters, and then a friend of mine who saw the play invested in film. So I have a film of Four Faces. It's a terrific film, but it has no sex and no violence in terms of car crashes and things like that. It's a very literate play. And so that's it. about Four Faces.
Yeah, you've been in like tons of television, more than equally between film and television, about equal
Well,
number.
I've done over 500 television shows, starring roles, and where I guest starred, and series and films, etc. I've been around a long time, and I've done many different things, and Broadway, a lot of stuff.
No, well, television is drastically changed. I mean, now you got talk shows and you got reality, so-called reality shows. I mean, do you think it's actually good in this time area, or do you think it should go back to the old way?
Well, I broke in the golden age of television, live television.
Yeah.
Where you did a show and it was live. There was no tape and film, etc., etc. We're talking about the early 50s.
Yeah.
And it changed. It was terribly exciting in those days. It was a new medium, and there were writers writing, on the Philco Playhouse and all those NBC shows, live dramas, Playhouse 90, and all the kind of shows that were developing new writers, new actors, new directors. I mean, I've worked with a lot of guys from television who became big directors, like Franklin Schaffner, and so many. The actors developed their craft in live television.
Yeah, it's just now it's just more about the money than anything else, and rather than showing something that people can enjoy. It's like you don't see a whole lot of family shows. I mean, you see some of them here and there, but I mean, like something like All in the Family, something that teach actual values.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are very few shows that I don't watch episodic television. I don't. It just doesn't interest me. I don't. I watch sports and old movies and the news. I'm a big sports fan and football fan and basketball. So those are my main pursuits in terms of television or the news.
No. Do you think like the older films should be back on to what we have now, as in kind of a learning experience? I mean, back in the old days, like you had those gangster films that made huge hits.
Well, they were great. They were great films. First of all, the young actors. When I see films, they can't talk. I'm always turning to my wife and saying, "What the hell did he say? What is that?" but they swallow their words, and I can't hear a friggin' word properly. I don't remember watching old films where you missed every line.
Yeah.
Don't remember that. I mean, even when you watch old films, black and white films, the dialogue is crystal clear.
No.
I don't remember saying, "What did he say? What did he say? What? My God damn! What?" Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So the young actor today has a problem with articulation, and I don't know how it gets by the sound department, and how it gets by the director, because the plot, when they're explaining the plot and involving the plot, you can't hear all the dialogue.
It's almost like it's like with some bands. It's like when they make a recording, like when they got the vocalist and then you got a guitarist, and you can hear the guitars all the way through the entire thing that drowns out the singer. You can't understand what the hell he's saying.
Absolutely, and also today, the sound of the music is more important than the dialogue. The soundtrack, which they sell, in films, there's a soundtrack that you can purchase, but it drowns out the dialogue, and I'm saying, Jesus Christ, would you just drop the volume on the soundtrack? I just want to hear what the words of the actors. Yeah, I'm up to my ass in films because I'm a member of the Academy Awards, Academy Award Arts and Science, so I have been for years and years and years, in the 60s. So I'm seeing an awful lot of films, so I have to vote. And I've seen a lot of films I'm up to my ass in films and judging films, and I've been on the Foreign Film Committee. So thankfully, I've seen all the foreign films that I'm going to judge on. But it's a privilege and an obligation to make my choice.
Yeah. Speaking of technology, do you think there should be more or less technology in films now?
Well, certain films.
You could use like that. They're just phenomenal. Like as far as like with CGI, for example, they use it so much. It's great in some aspects. Technology is so great now. It's almost like buying a phone. You got so much shit on it, but some people just want just a regular phone.
Just a phone. Yeah.
We don't need all these apps. We don't need all these ringtones. We don't need all these backgrounds. Just give me a damn alarm clock on it.
Yes. I'm one of those old-fashioned people. I just want a phone. I have a phone, and I have to ask my grandkids how to work this damn thing, because it has a movie thing, it has a TV thing, and it has the sound things that you can do and refer to, and the whole list of. I just want to make a phone call, and that's it.
It's like, I don't need a holograph. I don't need...
Right.
It's like, you can tape your game on and everything. Well, I can tape it on a VCR in my own living room.
I know. I have hundreds and hundreds of VHS, and then I look at I'm looking at my den now. I'm turning around looking at the TV, widescreen TV, and I have two VH machines, and I have a box for the TV and the DVR, two DVR things, and I have another thing that increases the volume of this and that. I don't know all that shit, and I can't remember which one was what.
Yeah, film now, they get all this high-tech technology. A lot of it is very useful.
Yes, and all of it becomes obsolete in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's like with video game system. You got this system that has everything, then you got another system that's bigger and better. Well, we don't want this one now.
Yeah, that's right, and it keeps your head spinning. I'm saying, oh Christ, all I want to do is listen to a voice and watch a TV, and technically, it takes. I'm getting bored with looking at this booklet that translated from the Japanese into Yugoslavian and German, and by the time it gets to the English, it's all complex, and I said, I throw my hands up at it, and I just have to have one of my sons come over and say, would you please just simplify this whole stuff,
Could you give me a script of this film so I can actually read it and see what the hell he said?
Right.
But how do you see film as a whole in general?
I think there are bummers in every year, but there are terrific films. I mean, like The War Horse. Did you see The War Horse?
I recall of it, yeah.
Well, The War Horse, the Spielberg's film, is a masterpiece. It is a great film. It's not getting the of course the ads are full page ads, double page stuff, especially during the Academy Awards, during the LA press. But they're all touting the artist. The artist is a nice film. It's a black and white film. It's kind of innovative because to see a silent film, it's a terrific film, but it doesn't come anywhere near The War Horse.
Yeah.
Or Hugo.
Mm-hmm.
Seen Hugo?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that. That was the best 3D film that I've ever seen, and it was such innovative stuff. The opening shot in the train station is unbelievable. It's worth your going to the film to see the opening shot.
Yeah.
And there are some terrific films, and some of them are very overrated.
Yeah, some of them just want to just make a shit ton of cash and just throw it out there. But the words direct to DVD is not always a great thing. It just goes.
Say that again, Mike.
It's the word direct to DVD is not always a great thing.
Oh, direct to DVD? No.
Yeah.
If it didn't get a feature release,
Yeah.
there's something that is not appealing to the general public.
Yeah, usually it's never good when it's go direct to DVD.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then you go watch it, and it's like, I can see why.
Right.
All right, go ahead and plug in anything that you're currently in, any of your books, your websites, anything that you like. Promote the hell out of it. Is this, when do you expect this book to come out? By any chance?
Idea. Right now it's going out to publishers.
Uh-huh.
We'll see.
Okay.
I hope within the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is any of the other websites you want to plug in?
A website I want to plug in? Yeah, petermarkrichman.com.
There you go.
www.petermarkrichman.com. You'll learn more about me than you ever cared to know.
Yes. So do it now.
It's got my paintings and my writing and my career.
Yeah, it's got a whole slew of films that you've been in and TV series like Alfred Hitchcock Presents and amongst many others.
Well, you got it up on the monitor?
No?
As I said, the one's coming out is called After the Wizard.
After the Wizard.
My first film was a film called Friendly Persuasion with Gary Cooper.
Wow.
That was a film that I broke into Hollywood that William Wyler brought me out to Hollywood. That was my first film.
Mm.
That goes back to 1956.
Jeez. So what's about this the film that you're post-production for, The Wizard?
After the Wizard?
After the Wizard, yeah.
What is it about?
Yeah, describe a little bit about it, like your character and a little bit about the story.
Well, it's a new book based on a new book, and one of the books that he wrote, L. Frank Baum wrote about 20 books, and one of them was Wizard of Oz. This is a different book called After the Wizard, the same characters, and it's a family film that has the Scarecrow and the Tin Man. My son plays the Tin Man, Orion Richman. And my wife, Helen, plays a school teacher who's retiring. And my son-in-law plays someone who is taking over her job. He's a very good actor named Lauren Lester. And myself, I play a blind man on a train who meets the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. And when I feel their hands, I'm shocked because it's not a normal hand.
Huh.
It's sort of comedic, and he knows very much about the Wizard of Oz, the literary end of it, the blind man, and it has a little girl, Dorothy, who thinks she's Dorothy, but she's somebody else. So it's a kind of a fantasy.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a nice little family film.
Oh, rock on.
Yeah.
And you have no idea when exact day this, or I should say year this could possibly
be
out?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't. And I have another picture called Mysteria, which is it's going to be released this year, which is kind of a mysterious blood and guts kind of film.
Is this kind of like a torture porn film, or is it pretty much
What?
Is it like a torture porn film? Which means it's nothing but, blood and gore?
No.
Oh, so is it psychological?
I think so.
Oh, okay. All right, and you can also check out his site for any updates on these films you just mentioned.